money to waste on clothes. Not me. I got money to waste on food. Literally everything else that I feel like I need to survive, but just not clothes. Like I want to get it right the first time when it comes to buying. I want y'all to get it right the first time when it comes to buying luxury goods, which is why I come on here with these types of videos. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is your girl Sierra. Hey, yeah. And I am back with a 2.5 review on my Our Legacy derbies. I know you guys love this style video from me. And I'm so happy because I think 2 or 3 of you guys had asked for me to do a review on these. So I'm like, yes, it's actually due time. I have been wearing them down. I have had them resold. So I actually misspoke because I actually have never had these resold, but repaired, which I do talk about in the middle of the video. So now I think it's a really good time for me to review them for you guys. And before we get into the review, I do want to say, if you are new here to the Sierra Parker channel, first off, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing. And what you can expect here on my channel is, first off, always honest, transparent reviews when it comes down to luxury fashion. I am one that I feel like I say it so much on my channel, but again, for you newbies, I am one to consider spending your money on fashion or clothing just frivolous things to do, because it's something that it's not a necessity, right? But I mean, every man has his habits, and there are worse habits, and I find that how I justify buying clothes is making sure that they're going to serve a purpose in my life. I don't buy anything just for the look of it, just for the trend of it. I buy things that I see lasting in my wardrobe for years and years to come. And with that being said, I try to speak to those pieces because I feel like, I don't want to say most people should follow that model of buying like functional clothing, but it's like, at the same time, why buy clothes that you don't feel good in, or you got to stand a certain way in, or you got to, you know, just clothes that's just not functional. Like, I don't see the sense in that. I think that is, again, a waste of money ultimately. So if you agree with what I'm saying, then again, go ahead, click that subscribe button down below. If there's anything that you guys want to see me do a review of, let me know down in the comments. That's how I'm doing this video right now. It's because someone asked for me to do a review, and I was like, oh yeah, of course. I will link up in the cards my first unboxing of these shoes, which is again like 2.5 years ago. But I was super excited to get them, and I got my Our Legacy derbies, these guys right here, my Our Legacy derbies, because I had wanted a derby. I work in a field where I have to look presentable, you know, for the most part, and I love menswear, and I feel like when I think menswear, I definitely think you need a good derby, you need a good loafer, you need a good boot, okay, to wear with your, you know, your garments. I feel like a derby, it just always works. Like, I see, you know, business guys on like the casual Fridays, like they wear a derby with a nice pair of denim, a nice sport coat, and a nice little button up. For me, I just think that every time I saw someone wearing derbies, it just always elevated their look without making it look like they're trying too hard. So I was like, I need that little shoe. So I noticed while editing this video that I did not go into detail about what a derby actually is. So I am going to leave this very informative video linked in the description box for you guys in case you want to know more detail. And so with that being said, there were brands that other brands that I was looking at was like, I think like Alden, but you know, Alden, if you know Alden's a pretty little penny. I think their derby started at like $900. I'll just share a little story with Alden's. That's a shoe that you have literally for damn near half of your life before you purchase another pair. I used to work at a store where we sold Alden's, and I will never forget, this guy called. He said, hey, do you guys have like an 8.5 E? And E is referring to like the width. So I was like, yeah. So I had put them aside for him, and he came, tried them on, and in like 10 seconds he was like, I'll take them. And I'm like, damn, you gonna purchase this $800 shoe like that off the bat without? But little did I know he knew all about the shoe, and also he came in wearing a pair of Alden's. He said, how old are you? And I told him, I think I was like 20, 21 at the time. He said, I've had these shoes longer than you've been born. So I love to hear stories like that, because again, that is speaking to the quality of the garment. That is justifying that $800, $900, $1,000 price point. I was thinking about like saving up for a pair of those, but then I came across these Our Legacy derbies, and I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Because these is half of the price of the Alden's, but they are kind of giving like the same type of quality as the Alden's. And what I mean by quality, is, I think Alden's, I believe, are like Goodyear stitch. Do not quote me on that, but yeah, when I looked at like the way that the sole was, like it has a leather sole, it just looked like a really nice sturdy little shoe. I had did my research on it and I found that it's best to go a size down when it comes to their derbies, and I bought, I believe, what size did I get? Oh no, did I go? Oh wait. Oh yes, I did. So I got these in a size 38, which literally fits me perfectly. Typically in like sneakers, I'll do like a size 39, but again, they recommended that you go down a size, and I'm so happy I did, because definitely even a half a size bigger would be too big. And also considering that they are leather and they'll break in and they'll kind of expand where they are snug. So yeah, with me knowing that and with me having the knowledge of like, again, selling this style of shoe, I was just like, let me definitely go a size down. And with this guy, this is actually features a Norwegian stitch, which I had to look up. And to be quite honest, you guys, please, for those of you who know more in depth about the Norwegian stitch or the Goodwill welt, the Norwegian welt, the Blake welt, because there's so many welts and there's so many ways of like stitching down a shoe. Not so many, I think it's like 4 or 5. But anyway, they all kind of go in depth, and for me and my brain, it was just hard for me to kind of like process the real nuances between, you know, the different stitches. I did my research on these. I did find that they feature Italian leather and also a Norwegian welt. And when I did my research, it did say that just because a shoe has a Norwegian welt doesn't necessarily mean that it has a Norwegian stitch. And I believe that this one just has a Norwegian welt, which means that it is double stitched down, which ultimately makes it weatherproof. And what I read was the difference between a Norwegian welt and a Goodyear welt is a Norwegian welt features 2 stitches. So a Norwegian welt is stitched in 2 separate ways, sideways through the upper to the insole and vertically to the sole, ensuring it is weatherproof. So that is the ultimate definition, I guess, of a Norwegian welt. Also, something to know is that most luxury shoe brand companies tend to use a Goodyear welt. And that is mainly due to the fact that with the Goodyear welt, it is easily resolable. However, I did discover that with the Norwegian stitch or welt, it is said to be just as seamless to resole. But maybe due to the fact that with the Goodyear welt, it is a little less bulky than the Norwegian stitch or the Norwegian welt. So maybe that's the reason why Goodyear welts are used more often. Again, if you have a more in-depth response as to why Goodyear welts are used more so, please let us know down in the comments. With it being in like this Italian leather or like patent leather almost, like it just makes it really easy to like clean. I find that I just take like a little wipe or a little rag, wet it, and I just literally just wipe them off when they are a little bit like scuffed or whatever. And in terms of like wear, and I find with all of my shoes, like I'm just super fat-toed and also just super hard with how I walk. Because this is the part that I think I had to have touched up first, is like the front of them. And one thing that I messed up actually with these shoes is wearing them in the wintertime when it's salt on the ground, because the salt just eats up the sole. I don't know where I heard that. Actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say that's exactly what happened to these, because that was the first repair that I had. I was just like, wait, why is the sole literally like white and like just look crazy? So the cobbler, I think he is actually the person who told me that. It's just like you have to be aware of like walking on like salt. So once I found that out, I did start to just like wear other shoes as I'm walking outside and then change into these when I get to where I'm going, because again, these are just a nice shoe. They are not cheap. So I do want to do my part when it comes to upholding them, which is not wearing them in, you know, salt, walking on salt with them. I used to think like, oh, that's why you buy quality things, because you can just like wear them in. And yes, that is the case, but again, you have to make sure that you're doing your part. But after watching all of these shoe repair videos, I have come to find that I have not been taking care of none of my shoes in the correct manner. Like these, I should have been taken to get repaired. Like the front is still scuffed up. I'm acting like they not still scuffed up. Like when I got them repaired like in the front last year, like they looked better, but now they need definitely a retuning. So yeah, you guys, definitely watch the video that I have linked down below, because the guy does go into great detail about
when you should take your shoes in and what you should look for. And he used the analogy of taking your car to a mechanic, and, you need to know about the preventative, or you need to know about what the mechanic is going to see before he sees it, so you'll know what to look for and how to be charged. But yeah, I'll leave that video down below.
For instance, when I first got my tabbies, I made the mistake of not getting the little taps on them, the little vibrant little taps to keep them from just wearing in so quickly, the sole, just to protect the sole. I didn't do that, so I had to get them resoled much quicker than someone who, prevented that from happening much sooner with the little tabs. Who got money to waste on clothes? Not me. I got money to waste on food, literally everything else that I feel like I need to survive, but just not clothes. I want to get it right the first time when it comes to buying. I want y'all to get it right the first time when it comes to buying luxury goods, which is why I come on here with these types of videos. Find that with styling them. Again, follow me on my Instagram at 1CSierra. I always post outfit videos, style videos, and I have tons of pictures where I am styling these guys. But literally, again, super classic shoe, super classic silhouette. I want to say on I want to say it was Miu Miu and Prada, latest show. You've seen derbies on the runway with cute little socks and cute little dresses and stuff like that. And in terms of comfortability, I would definitely say they started off probably 5 out of 10. And that's one thing too that I learned from, again, selling this type of shoes, selling Aldens, selling Red Wing, selling Thorogood, those types of boots that, again, you're paying $500 for, and they're super stiff and super hard to break in the first couple weeks that you're wearing them. But when it comes down to a well-made shoe, you want it to be stiff. You want it to be uncomfortable for, again, those first couple of weeks of you wearing. Because if they're not, and they're already broken in, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to hold up that well. You have to think something that's super hard and it's taking you a year to 2 years to break in, that life is just going to be much more longer, again, than something that just you put it on out the gate and it's just comfy,
And when I say a 2-week break-in process, what I really mean is 2 weeks before you're able to actually walk in them. Because I've had these, like I said, going on 2.5 years now, and still I have some breaking in to do. And that is, again, because I'm breaking through leather, I'm breaking through cork. It's a well-made shoe, so it's going to take some time, and you want it to take some time. And it does have a leather insole, which, again, when it comes to well-made shoes, luxury shoes, quote-unquote, they tend to have a leather insole, and with that leather insole, it is essentially forming to your foot, which is, again, making it more comfortable over time. So yeah, I do feel that, again, when it comes to comfortability, it is as comfortable as a shoe like this can be, if that makes any sense. I do work in this shoe just to speed up that break-in process, but I wouldn't recommend it. I feel 4 to 5 hours should be a max, just mainly due to the fact that walking on concrete or walking on a hardwood floor with hard shoes is just not good for the form of the body. And yeah, so, or your back and everything. So yeah, I would just keep that in mind, but it is a nice shoe.
Think about a Van or a Chuck Taylor. Shoes that are just really flexible. They tend to kind of break down and have holes in them after that first year. You have to buy another one, which is okay because they're $60, $70. Whatever, I'll buy another one. But when it comes down to a shoe that you're paying $400, $500 in, you don't want that to happen. You don't want to put it on and then the first year you got a hole in it, or it's just not holding up as it should for that $400, $500 price tag. Another thing too that I think is a perk of buying a really well-made shoe is, as beat up as it gets, as crusted as it gets, it still looks good. I can still wear this with a little suit. I can still wear this with my little fits, and it's gonna be a look. It's gonna be a look, period. And another thing is, I get compliments on these from businessmen. I'm talking about men that be in Tom Ford head to toe. They be like, hold on, what is that little shoe? Also, when it comes down to other details, it does feature 4 little eyelet details on each side. Also, I feel like this goes without saying, but this shoe is unisex. I think the smallest that you can buy of this shoe is a 35 on up to 42, 43, 44, something like that. But yeah, definitely unisex. And I have yet to look back at any other derbies. This is the one for me. I actually feel like once these have absolutely no more life in them, this is the derby that I'll probably repurchase. If not this one, I'm probably going to invest in like an Alden from here. But yeah, you guys, I don't think that I can preach enough about the Our Legacy Derby. Again, this is a purchase that I would definitely recommend to you guys. If you have any other questions, any comments to add, please leave them down in the comments. I don't know everything about derbies. I don't know everything about a Norwegian stitch. So again, if there's any information that you guys can share, please leave them down in the comments, because this is a video to help people who want to maybe buy these types of shoes. So any information that you can share is going to be useful. If you found this video to be helpful, please click the like button, share with your friends, share with your family, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace. Oh, and let me know if you guys want me to review any other items down in the comments.